Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm just going to share what's been happening to me in my life recently and how, if you guys are going through this too, it's normal, it's natural. And sometimes when you're in it, you kind of have thoughts like something's off and you're out of alignment, but you don't understand it. You're like, wait, how did I get here? How do I get out of here? So for the last 3 years, I feel like I've just been in this like total grind mode ever since I quit my job in 2021. I was a teacher for 17 years. So transitioning into being a full-time entrepreneur, and I'm a single girl, so I don't have kids to take care of, which is really lovely that I didn't have to worry about providing for a family during this time. But being an entrepreneur is hard because you can kind of feel like every day you're only focused on survival, right? Like, how do I build this thing so that it can provide for me for the rest of my life? And you're just learning about it. How do you do your taxes? How do I know what YouTube is all about? How do I know how to build a website? And how do I attract clients? And then you have to worry about attracting the right clients and the energetics behind business. And the past 3 years have just been like a shit show of me trying to figure it out. But it was a beautiful shit show. And I noticed that I've kind of pulled away from certain partnerships. I've noticed that I gained new ones. I noticed all the times where I stepped out of my comfort zone to do the scary thing. And I was so proud of myself. But through this process, I definitely went through like a destruction phase and a self-sabotage phase where I was being forced to make poor decisions to then come out of it. So it's almost like you create a mountain to climb for yourself. And I believe this is like the hero's journey. It's what we're all here to do. We are all here to self-sabotage in some way to then learn not to do it so that we can continuously grow and evolve and keep climbing that mountain. And every time we climb a new mountain, we get to the top and we're like, I made it. So this is me. I feel like I'm at the top of the mountain and I made it. And there was no milestone. There's no tons of money in the bank. There's no crazy cool thing that happened with my business. There's no dream vacation or anything. I just had this new awareness that, man, I have been going through it for 3 years and I've been doing it alone and I'm doing a really good job. And I'm just so proud of myself. And I did do a lot of self-sabotage behaviors. I was eating a ton of candy. I was drinking lots of caffeine because I just almost didn't care about my health because I was so focused on my business. And what am I doing with my life? And I have to show that I'm successful to my family and make this leap of faith worth it. And it was just so much that my only joy that I was finding was in food and in those yummy coffees. And, that's the quickest way to age your body is sugar and caffeine. And I was doing that so much in the last 3 years. And I still go through phases, but I would come off of that celery juice, Whole Foods. It's like I wasn't buying fruit for myself. I went through this like complete self-destruction. And the whole time I was doing it, I was like, please don't get sick. Please don't get sick. And I was like, I don't want to manifest that. So I didn't even want to think that thought. But I just am looking back at the last 3 years and like really proud of myself. But also, I wanted to share with all of you that you guys might have this certain vision of me and think that I'm doing my life a certain way because I post workout videos all the time. And sometimes I share the food and the celery juice. You probably have this idea that everything's great. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. There's so many times where I am self-sabotaging out of fear. What if my business doesn't make it? What if I don't get enough clients? What if I don't get money for my rent next month? I'm teaching people how to manifest, but what if I can't do it? All of those delusional thoughts run through my mind. And, being an entrepreneur, you have to face every fear and you have to face every wound, every trauma. It's just going to come out of you. You can't control it. You're literally going to be forced to deal with it. So if you're looking to start your own business, if you're looking to be a YouTuber, an intuitive reader, you're going to have to face the fear of being seen, the fear of judgment, the fear of failure, the fear of success. What if my channel does grow really big? And then what if I get hate? Or what if my family, starts to feel really small because Michelle's really successful? I don't want to make my siblings feel bad. So I had to unpack all of those limiting beliefs, and they're not in my psyche anymore. But the past 3 years, I found them. I got to the root and was like, wow, I can't believe I would stop myself from being successful to protect somebody else when they're not even looking for protection. So there's a book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It's really good. It's all about your upper limiting problems. Like as soon as you hit that big amount in your business and you just went through like this hellish 3 years that I went through, and you finally make it, and then all of a sudden you get sick or you get an illness. So you're self-sabotaging in a total unconscious way because you're fearing the success. You're fearing it's not going to stay. You're fearing the failure. What happens if you fail and you quit your job and then everybody sees you on YouTube doing it and then it fails? What do? You have to deal with that possibility. So I'm here to tell you that if you're self-sabotaging, if you're going through a hard time and you're looking at other people thinking that they have it all together, we don't. We're all just doing the best we can. And what brings me joy is dressing up. I value myself so much that I'm still going to get up. I'm still going to do my hair. I'm still going to put mascara on and my lip gloss and get my rings on and put on whatever clothes that make me feel good. Even if my bank account isn't filled, even if I'm tight on money, I'm not going to shrink who I am just because I'm not as successful as I want to be. We still have to honor ourselves and love ourselves through the process. But if you're not wanting to get dressed up and you're in that darkness, that's okay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like I was in that too. And the one thing that was consistent was I loved YouTube and I continued to create content and I never really stopped because this is my joy. It makes me feel good to do this. And other things, I stopped my one-on-ones so many different times. I stopped my mentorship because those are the things that weren't bringing me joy at that time. And I had to learn the balance of being an entrepreneur and not overdoing it just for the sake of being successful or to earn money. And it's so funny because if you would have asked me like 4 years ago if I wanted a business, I would have said, ew, I hate the word business. I don't, I'm a teacher. I don't know what a business, I don't know what it takes to run a business. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. Like, I just want to be an intuitive reader, some girl on a hill somewhere where you find her and you're like, wow, she's a really good reader. I had no intention of doing this. So now here I am, and I still am like I'm not really somebody who wakes up and is like, I want to grow my business. I'm more like, hey, I want to share messages. I want to help you all. And if that takes growing a business to do that, then I'll do it. Even if it's not my dream, I'll do it because I want to help you all. And I want to do it in the most efficient way where I can reach as many, but also give you what you need in the best way possible. And for me, it makes me feel good when I can do that. When I get your comments or I get your emails that one video like 2 years ago changed your life, like that brings me so much joy. Maybe when I was creating that video, you probably didn't know that I might have been suffering and I might have been going through that self-destruction phase. And when you're in it, you don't want to tell anybody about it because you don't really know what's going on. You're like, wait, why am I like hurting myself so much? Why am I not valuing my body and putting good food in? And I went through phases of teaching about valuing your body when I was doing it. And then if I wasn't doing it, I wasn't teaching about it because I wasn't practicing it and I didn't want to be a hypocrite. But we all go through these phases of we got it, we're good. And then we crash. And what I wanted to really share in this video was when you're in that phase, sometimes you don't know that you're in it until you come out of it and you're like, oh my gosh, I was really not happy, or I was really depressed, or I was really this or that. And it takes coming out of it. But I'm here to tell you that you will come out of it. Maybe this video will kick you out. There's always this light bulb moment where you're like, wow, I was just in a dark hole for the last year, 2 year, 5 years, whatever it is. But that's okay. Your soul had you there. It created a mountain that you had to climb up to get out of it. So embrace that. Don't beat yourself up. Don't hate it. Don't think you wasted time. Don't hate yourself. Love yourself through this process and know that anything can be reversed and anything can be uncreated. You can start putting good food in your body right now. You can start working out today. You can start meditating today. Just do something small today to start climbing up that mountain. Take one baby step and then another one and then another one. And a lot of times we forget that we like to learn. So you guys watching this video, you're learning something right now. You're here to learn. And that's what your soul loves. So if you find yourself depressed and you're like, man, I haven't watched videos in a while, I haven't read a book in a while, that's something that you need to pick up. You need to go watch more of these videos. You need to go read a book. You need to invigorate yourself with what's happening to you. Because the more you learn about what you're going through, the more empowered you feel. And then you can take bigger steps up that mountain And then you feel like you want to share it with people because you're like, hey, let me hold my hand out and I'll help you up too. I can't take the step for you, but I can show you the way. And that's why I'm here. I want to show you all the way. And it's important for me to share my shitty moments so that you guys don't think I'm some perfect being, which I'm not. I literally have so much, and I do share pretty vulnerably on my channel. You guys know that. I share my traumas, I share my wounds, but I don't always share how they still affect me to this day. But I was definitely not eating healthy. I was sleeping a lot. I was procrastinating, and it was all just this like lack of focus. I wasn't focused on what I really wanted. And I was letting those habits run me, and I just kept doing them. And then one day I was just like, this isn't who you are, Michelle. You used to love to wake up at 5 in the morning and go for a drive and see the sunrise. Where in the last 3 years, I was sleeping till like 7 or 8 every day. So I was just seeing a different side of myself. And, maybe I needed that rest. For 17 years teaching and waking up at like 5 a.m., maybe my body needed that. And I was judging it. Who knows? But it felt good to get up early this morning and to go for that drive where nobody else is on the road. And I was like, man, I miss this. Why don't I do this anymore? And it felt like a little piece of me came back into my body. And I was like, all right, I'm back. And I was listening to a book on my drive. I came home, I got a bunch of downloads, I wrote them on my whiteboard, and I felt like I was back. And I was like, this is the self-growth, Michelle, that's been missing. And even though I've been putting out content, I wasn't consuming. I wasn't growing me. I was helping you guys grow, and I was neglecting myself. So sometimes we have to take a pause and stop everything and stop giving to others to really see where we are and say, why am I not in my joy? Why am I not fully happy? And it's normally because your soul is not growing. You stopped expanding, and we have to go into that and read books, listen to videos, go see healers, get a session with your mentor, and just really focus on nurturing yourself. All right, I'll leave you all with that. If you guys need help, if you need a session, everything's in the description box below. I do an 8-week mentorship with women to help them through this journey, help them become entrepreneurs if they want to. I just love helping people. So if you feel called, message me and I'd be happy to work with you. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you in the next one. All right, peace out.